seeing myself through you. About time I saw your shade of blue. I'm watching myself stumble too. Inside I won't let go of you. I'm seeing myself through you. Oh, I'm seeing myself through you. About time I saw your shade of blue. I'm watching myself stumble too. Inside I won't let go of you. I'm seeing myself through, seeing myself through, seeing myself through you. Feels like home. Feels like home. Lightning struck and now my soul's on fire. I'm a hostage of my own desire. Used to pride myself on self-control, but now something's got me in it. Won't let go, can't go back. It's been too long. Ain't got time to right these wrongs. I ain't running, I'm moving on where I belong. I don't know where I'm going, but it feels like home. Feels like home. Feels like home. No man's proud of everything he's done. I called it off after I called you the one. I still think about that mess I made, but I never wonder what would be if I stay. Can't go back. It's been too long. Ain't got time to right these wrongs. I ain't running. I'm moving on where I belong.
Hello, hello, hello. We're so excited you are here and joining us for another awesome virtual showcase from Baschuler Entertainment. We're thrilled you can make it. A couple housekeeping points before we kick off. If you have not yet signed in to YouTube, obviously we're streaming live through YouTube. And if you'd like to be a part of the chat, we want you there. So please sign in so that you can take part in that. And ask any questions you have there. That's a great place to give some feedback and give some love to the performers. And we are going to be interacting with you there as well. So once you do that, please know that this has been a ton of fun to put together. We've been rolling with our virtual events since last spring, and our 5 for $5,500 deal has been a huge, huge, huge thing for folks. And so we would love to answer the questions that you may have about it, but know that most everybody that's on the showcase, both today and tomorrow, are a part of it, and we can absolutely work with you into what your budgets are and making sure that we are getting you the acts that you need, not just for this fall, but looking forward to the spring too, as obviously the uncertainty kind of continues on. Another piece of housekeeping news for you: on the bseshowcase.com website, we have put together a post-event survey, and we would love for you to fill that out. We want to make sure that we're doing everything we can to put together what you want to see. And so please do fill that out so that we can make these even better every time we come at you. So if you are ready to go, then I say we get to things. So if you want to say hello, drop where you're at in the chat. We'd love to say hello back. And if you are ready, let's get going with our first speaker. Dr. Dustin York Prior to becoming a tenured professor at Maryville University, Dr. Dustin York worked in branding for the Obama presidential campaign, Pepsi, and Nike. Beyond his primary passion for teaching, Dr. York is a subject matter expert for CNN, Entrepreneur.com, and Forbes, as well as a contributor for the Harvard Business Review. Dr. York was awarded the St. Louis Business Journal 30 Under 30 Award, University President's Award for Strategic Leadership and Transformation Innovation, as well as an Apple Distinguished Educator. He records a weekly YouTube show that provides trending information on leadership, branding, and communication. Please do help me welcome Dr. Dustin York.
Hello and happy hump day to everyone. In just 5 minutes, really what I want to do is make you a better leader, make you a better networker, and show you how you can tell if someone's attracted to you simply by looking at their feet. So if you're looking for a session that is fun, I'm caffeinated, that is engaging, even the virtual sessions that I give, the chat box blows up through prompts and whatnot, but the comment section is crazy for these prompts. So it's engaging and tactical, right? I don't live at 30,000 foot approach. We give tactical step-by-step approaches to leadership and networking. I'm the one. When it comes to leadership or communication, these are sessions that really will help your students. So I want to give you an example of this. Since I'm talking about tactical, I'm going to give you tactical tips where you can take something from these 5 minutes. One session that I give that's very popular with a lot of schools is branding, and leadership specifically. So personal branding and leadership. Everyone can be a leader. It doesn't mean you have a title specific. You don't need a title to be a leader. So one tactic I'd love you to take away from this is tomorrow. All leaders start their morning very specifically. I love you to try this. So if you're one that says, I can't get my day going until I have my morning coffee, I'll fix this for you. What you do if you take a morning shower, for the last 10 seconds of that shower, blast that water to cold. Now it's going to suck. It's not going to be fun. You're going to say, what is this ginger telling me to do? Sounds terrible. I guarantee you that cold water for 10 seconds is going to wake you up more than any coffee that you could ever drink in your life. We see a lot of CEOs do this exact same thing when they start their day. And then they go to a to-do list. Every leader has a great to-do list. So try that. Try that literally tomorrow. See what you think. If that doesn't wake you up, the next Starbucks is on me. I'll send it your way. A second session that's very popular is networking. So I'm a professor. I hear from students specifically, and I'll tell you firsthand that it's not just what you know, it's who you know. And some students say, well, I'm in a pandemic. How am I supposed to network? I give you through this session a step-by-step approach on how to build your professional network, even from your dorm room. You literally don't have to leave your dorm room. I give you the process. Follow these steps. I give you the scripts to use, like literally copy this DM, put your name in it, and send it out. Follow these steps to build your professional network. It's a fantastic resource, especially for students looking for internships or seniors about to graduate, get into the work world. This helps them dramatically. But I'll give you one tip. So one takeaway, especially if you see someone in person. If you're seeing someone in person, I always tell my students in sessions that I give is if you see someone that looks professional, whatever that looks like to you, introduce yourself, talk to them. But I always hear, okay, it's easy for you. You're an extrovert. I'm an introvert. It's not that easy. I agree 100%, and I'll show you how to lean into that. Introverts are actually the best because I'm going to give you a professional pickup line that works 99.9% of the time. So you walk up to someone and you say this word for word. Hi, my name is Dustin. I'm trying to get out of my comfort zone a little bit and meet new professionals. Do you mind if I introduce myself? That works so well. You're showing you're humble, you're new to this, you're trying to network. And it's much better than the person that comes up and say, hey, I'm Dustin, I'm awesome, hire me. Whoa, slow down, infomercial, right? So use that line. Hi, I'm Dustin. I'm trying to get out of my comfort zone a little bit and meet new professionals. Do you mind if I introduce myself? So that networking piece, that networking session, all the way negotiating salaries, those tactical pieces are fantastic for those students looking for internships or full-time jobs. And the last one, the third one that's very popular with schools, it's very fun, and it's based for freshmen all the way to seniors, is body language. Again, I worked for the Obama campaign specifically as a body language trainer, as well as CEOs. There's some really cool things. In this session, we get into how to use body language to be persuasive, how to use body language for lie detection, just like in all those movies. I'll show you how to really do it. And then third, how to use body language to see attraction. So we are wired very specifically for attraction. You can see body language that way. So I'll give you an example. Let's say you leave class and you're standing in a circle of 4 to 5 friends. You can tell right then and there who everyone thinks is most interesting through body language. This is how you do it. You're standing in a circle, look at their feet. Wherever someone's feet is pointing toward, that's where they're most interested in right now. So you can look to say, are they pointing toward you, someone else? If you're in a meeting or in a class and your feet naturally point toward the door, it's probably because you're hungry. It's probably because you don't want to be there. You want to get out of there. So look at the feet. That's one way. We also get into other things like where to sit on a date. There's research to show if you sit in a specific place, the likelihood for a second date goes up dramatically. You're saying right now, okay, these are cool, these are tactical, these are fantastic. These are 3 sessions that I lead, but you're not won over yet. And I'm sure this first time you've seen this ginger professor right here, I'm not sure. This is what I'd love you to do. Open up a new tab. Don't close this, right? Don't close this right now. Open up a new tab. You're already in YouTube. In YouTube, search in your second tab, Dr. Dustin York. What I do every single week, I put out a new video. It's about 5 minutes every week about something tactical and leadership, communication, networking. I got videos on how to network, very short 5-minute tactical videos. New one comes out every week. Check that out. Literally last week was a 5-minute video that students loved it from many universities that went into research on what's the best profile picture for LinkedIn or Instagram or even Tinder or dating accounts. What profile picture increases likability and trustworthiness and influence. So check that out. That's a great resource. But again, those are 3 sections, whether they be personal branding and leadership, networking, or the use of body language. Those are 3 very popular sessions that I lead. And what I would love to do, I'd love to connect with you, whether it be presenting this via virtual. I have my own YouTube studio at home. This is not it. I've got a YouTube studio that we do all this at fly-ins and whatnot, or whether it be in person. I would love to bring you a fun, engaging, and a tactical session to your college or university. And since my background is in branding, I want to help brand that event, again, to make sure attendance is astronomical. Again, I did it for Nike and Pepsi. I can do it for you too for these sessions. Again, thank you so much for this time. I look forward to listening to the other speakers. I hope we can connect.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Dustin. He always has such incredible ideas. And he was really, really popular too last spring as we're kind of sending out our seniors into the vast unknown, having some of these really, really important sessions on networking virtually and interviewing virtually and all of those different things. It's a really great program to think about as we send our seniors on their way. And so thank you, Dustin. And we're just thrilled to be working with you. Okay. Without much ado, we're just going to kind of keep things rolling here. Next up is Katie Kramer. Katie Kramer is a queer woman, artist, wife, mom, depression survivor, and general good deed enthusiast. Katie is a loud advocate for trans rights, feminism, mental health awareness, and doing your darndest to find love through it all. Please, y'all, welcome my dear friend, Katie Kramer.
Hi, everyone. Holy smokes. Thank you so much for that, Dustin. I want to bring you to my house for that workshop. Sounds great. I'm actually going to steal a piece from it to introduce myself and just say, hi, I'm Katie. I am working on getting out of my comfort zone a little bit by learning how to be better at performing on the internet. So bear with me while I adjust to the lack of physical energy shared between me and people in the audience, but I'm going to imagine that I can feel your physical energy through my computer screen while I'm here in my basement in Denver, Colorado. I'm so excited to be here. Thanks so much for watching today and considering bringing us all to your campus, your virtual campus. I would definitely love more opportunity to feel out my Zoom performing. So if you've ever seen me do a show or if I come to your school, you will see that I talk a lot about my family. I talk about the way that my family exists in the world and particularly the way that the world sort of coexists with my family. I'm queer. My family is queer. My husband, Andrew, he is really good at karaoke. He's a mega babe. He's also the kind of guy that not ironically wears t-shirts that say best dad ever when we take our 2-year-old daughter to the park. He's also transgender. And I tell you that with his permission because we believe trans visibility is really important and visibility of different kind of relationships is super important. And forget a bunch of people that think otherwise, right? I came out as queer when I was super young, like 14 years old. And so I had a lot of life of dating mostly women-identified folks and adjusting to the way the world wanted to interact with me with that identity. And then when I met Andrew 6 years ago and fell fast in love, it was so wild to realize how much the world needed me to be what I had said I has always been, which was a queer woman dating women. Like, this new identity layered on top of that was a little bit too much for a lot of the world. And it has been wild for the 6 years that we've been together to kind of push back on that and just notice how many intersections between gender and sexuality, like that there is still so much work to do within queer community, outside queer community. It's bananas how much people are worried about what other people are doing with their hearts. So on that note, this poem I wrote for that. Since falling in love with my husband, I have received countless Facebook messages from people I mostly do not know, informing me of their disappointment in me for choosing the other side. They range in content from things like, "Whoa, didn't see that coming," to lengthy and heartfelt accounts of how I have really let them down, and almost everyone asks if I will stop writing poems since I'm no longer gay. I deleted the messages because my best self says that progress looks like not continuing to stab yourself with other people's ignorance, because my best self says that when I was 16, my girlfriend and I celebrated our 2-year anniversary, February 2nd, 2002, 02. We were certain that meant destiny. We got all the way fancy. I wore my Christmas dress, lied to my mom about what we were doing. In true suburban fashion, y'all, we went to dinner at the Cheesecake Factory. My girlfriend literally said, "Don't even look at the price. Just order anything." We held hands across the table and swooned like turtle doves, but the server took 30 minutes just to get our order. Everything came out wrong. We ate it anyway with our heads down, finally ordered the cheesecake, figured that at least had to be foolproof, but when it made its way to the table, there was undoubtedly saliva smeared across the plate and a hole the size of our server's finger shoved through its heart. We paid for it. Didn't say a thing. My best self says that I don't care to count the amount of times a man has told me he'd like to knock the dike right out of me. Says, show me my friends and our short haircuts and every road trip truck stop in the middle of nowhere. Show me how fast we would run. Say, look closely at how hard my husband and I have to weigh the decision to travel internationally to find if it is worth the risk of anything happening that would land his undressed body in a hospital, our safety drastically shifting the moment they realize he is not quite what they think. My best self wants to know if that's queer enough, wants to know if I can still sit at the table, even though the scars across his chest don't send out loudly enough in photographs on social media to ensure that I still get an invite to the queer prom in the hearts of people who forget that the gender of the person anyone is dating is the last thing anyone else should worry about. Feeling like I need to out my family in order to save my spot at the gay parade is about as progressive as believing marriage equality was the end of the race. Y'all, this is the happiest I have ever been. No, we do not look gay. Yeah, life is often me cooking dinner while he takes out the trash. We are not breaking a ton of gender binaries in our house. But the first time he met my conservative Catholic grandmother, who took years to come around to my sexuality, she quietly turned to my mom and asked if I was going through a phase of dating men. She didn't have a clue. And it was my favorite political thing she has ever said. Not every revolution is an earthquake with a shaved head. To the first handful of messages I received, my trigger fingers angrily responded with a lengthy dissertation on gender theory, but to all the rest, I wrote back simply, yes, I am so in love. Thank God you noticed. Y'all, thank you so much for listening to me read a poem. Thanks so much for letting me talk on here today. I would really love to see all your virtual faces sometime soon. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Katie. I love that poem so much, and it just speaks to everything happening right now. And deep breath. I love it. Excellent. Well, let's move the show along, as it were, I want to take a couple minutes here and talk a little bit about our special events. And they've been incredibly popular both last spring and this fall. And so I want to kind of go through a few of them and highlight some of the things that you might be interested in hearing more about. First of all, with the Hollywood murder mystery, this one is kind of that classic whodunit that's now been taken virtual. And so it is streamed through their own Zoom platform, and you can guess on a Google Sheet and that kind of thing. And so it's a lot of fun. It's really been popular for the last part of October. So if you're looking for some fun Halloween programs, that is definitely a good one. iQuest is another that if you are able to be on campus right now, it's so great because you can do hybrid programming with it. With iQuest, you choose your different hotspots on campus. And so it's completely customized to your campus, and you're able to communicate through an app. So people can be on campus. They can also be taking care of it virtually elsewhere just through the app and going in and looking at the photo and completing the challenges that way. So true hybrid programming there with iQuest, and a ton of fun. Our escape rooms have been incredibly popular. So we've got a new zombie theme again for Halloween. I know a lot of people are starting to think about October and late October programming. And that's one that you can get like 500 people through in the time allotted. So it is a one that really can handle a ton of folks coming through and really being able to kind of pick their time within the time frame allotted that works best for their team. Or if they want to play solo, that's great too. Nerdology is our trivia game show, and students love the prizes. You can choose if you want Nerdology to send out Amazon gift cards, if you want to do swag from the bookshop or whatever it is that you want to do, that's great. And then finally, our Operation Glow has also gone virtual. So with Operation Glow, we're now calling it Virtual Glow, and you will see some information coming out both through social media and through an email from us. They're doing a live demo on Monday at 2 p.m. Central, so look for that link to be able to get in for that on Monday. So, special events, definitely drop us a line if you're interested in learning more. If you've got questions about these or any of the other programs, please do let us know. Chris, Scott, and myself would all be super happy to help. So, next up is Noah Hoehn. Noah is a multi-instrumentalist from Minnesota whose show features marimba, harmonica, and Indian dual drum. I call him one part NPR, one part rave dance party. Please welcome Mr. Noah Hoehn.
Hello, everybody. Ow, ow. Yes, thank you so much for being here today. Again, my name is Noah. I'm a musician. I play songs that you know in my own style. Now, during the virtual shows, pretty much I'm doing all up-tempo, upbeat, dancey kind of stuff. Something that sets my show apart are the instruments. This is a marimba. I play with 4 mallets. This is an electronic marimba, so I have all of the sounds I need to build my songs: drums, basses, synthesizers, anything like that. I also have a unique array of drums that I use. I use this Indian dole drum during the show. I'll be using this doumbek here today. And I also play the harmonica. Now, I'm a live looping artist, and what has been exciting for me during the virtual shows is finding new and fun ways to engage with people. So, here are a few things that have been working for me. First, as I'm building my loops, we run a challenge between everyone to see who can guess the name of the song first. So this is kind of fun. We do it in the chat. It starts kind of a back and forth between people, and, you know, fun little challenge for them. I play mashups, so on some songs there are 2, maybe even 3 guesses to kind of keep them involved, keep it moving along. Next, we do like a dance-off or show us your silliest dance move. And finally, I'm working on ways to do your school song. I do all of my shows in Zoom to keep the interaction up, and I know the sound in there, and it's been working well. So that's the end of the spiel. Let's go. Do you recall that long ago we would walk on the sidewalk innocent? Remember, all we did was care for each other. But the night was warm, we were bold and young. All around, the wind blows, we would only hold on to let go. Blow a kiss, fire a gun, we need someone to lean on. Blow a kiss, fire a gun, no, we need somebody to lean on. Blow a kiss, fire a gun, we need someone to lean on. Blow a kiss, fire a gun, all we need is somebody to lean on. They say, oh my God, I see the way you shine. I take your hand, my dear, and place them both in mine. You know you stopped me dead while I was passing by. And now I beg to see you dance just one more time. Ooh, I see you every time. I know my I like your style. Ooh, you make me wanna cry. And now I beg to see you dance just one more time. They say, dance on me, dance on me, dance on me, oh. I've never seen anybody do the things you do before. They say, move for me, move for me, move for me, hey. And when you're done, I'll make you do it all again. I said, oh my God, I see you walking by. Take my hands, my dear, and look me in my eyes. Just like a monkey, I've been dancing my whole life. But you just beg to see me dance just one more time. Blow a kiss, fire a gun, we need someone to lean on. Blow a kiss, fire a gun, no, we need somebody to lean on. Blow a kiss, fire a gun, we need someone to lean on. Blow a kiss, fire a gun, all we need is somebody to lean on. Dance on me, dance on me, dance on me, oh. I've never seen anybody do the things you do before. They say, move for me, move for me, move for me, hey. And when you're done, I'll make you do it all again. They say, dance on me, dance on me, dance on me, oh. We need someone to lean on. Move for me, move for me, move for me, hey. All we need is somebody to lean on. Dance on me, dance on me, dance on me, oh. We need someone to lean on. Move for me, move for me, move for me, hey. All we need is somebody to lean on. Yeah! All right. Thanks so much, everybody. Ow!
Yay! Noah almost came out in a monkey costume, or at least put a monkey hat on in order to dance for Dance Monkey. So I wanted you to know that he was this close. Excellent. Great job, Noah. Noah is such a high energy guy, and his live show is so incredible. And he's really done a great job putting that same effort and energy into his virtual show. All right. Next up, we have the stress test. From day one, the stress test has reinforced the mantra, you are not alone on campuses from coast to coast. Now, more than ever, college students are facing unprecedented levels of stress and anxiety. The stress test is not a lecture, but a refreshing, interactive discussion customized to your campus's specific needs. Please welcome Mike with the stress test to tell us a little bit more.
How you doing?
Hey, Mike. I'm good.
Nice
How are
to
you
see you.
doing? It's
Doing
nice to
well,
see you
thank you. I
too.
don't
I
wish
like
I
your,
had
your
drums
red
and
shirt. Yeah, did you
that
bring
was
your
fun to
dual
watch.
drum
I'd
as
love to watch
well?
more of him, Noah. Things are great.
Good, 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 good. Well, thanks so much for joining us today. We just wanted to have a conversation today so that you can kind of tell us and all of the viewers a little bit more about the stress test. So why don't you start with just that? What is the stress test?
Well, the stress test is, thank you, by the way. And the stress test is an interactive discussion customized for each campus, each group, sometimes an entire campus, sometimes a group of student leaders, just with the mantra of you are not alone. It's based around mental health awareness and just the presence of stress, burnout, and anxiety that we're all experiencing. I experienced it throughout my collegiate, high school, and adult years, and it's still there. It's a marathon, not a sprint. But the minute I learned I was able to talk about anxiety and be okay with not always feeling okay, it cut the anxiety in half. And I decided at that point that it was important for me to spread the message of you're not alone to as many campuses and as many students that are in transitional phases as I could. And it's been an absolute honor and such a learning process to work with all of these campuses, both virtually and in person. It's so amazing to see how we all feel this critic, and we all kind of have this, could we be doing more? Could we be doing better? Am I doing enough? Am I handling things properly? Especially during this tumultuous time of change. So for all of us just to be better to ourselves, it's easier to be better to others. And we can help, all of us kind of work through the burnout and help, spread that message of you're not alone.
Awesome. Well, that sounds fantastic. And I know that you do a ton of customization for the campus. Can you talk a little bit about how that works for everybody?
Absolutely. I think that's one of the most important parts of what we do together. For me to believe that a presentation in Anchorage, Alaska would be the same as one in Miami Beach would be a bit naive. I feel like every campus has their unique, whether it's mindfulness week or mental health awareness week, or if it's a presentation for student leaders, maybe active minds, or to the entire campus at large. So what I try to do is offer customization for every presentation. So if I'm working with a student leader or a faculty facilitator, I ask them about anything that may be going on that stress test is a part of. So if it's a certain week, I want to make sure that I'm including it in that week. I also invite student leaders and adult leaders to take part in the presentation because I'm there for an hour. And I want to make sure that any message that I leave can be reinforced by the folks that are there geographically, that are going to be there in the long run. And it's amazing to find out how much some students don't know what resources are actually there on campus for them. And I invite everyone I possibly can to be a part of the presentation to help in the marathon, not the sprint of it all. What we do provide is resources and practices, whether it be breathing exercises, meditation apps, or books that we've found, podcasts that are helpful, that you could reach to in those times of need. And then also there are practices like organizational practices, or how to listen and be there for someone that you think may be in distress. I've worked with students of both undergraduate and graduate levels doing research on this, as well as speaking to licensed therapists and clinicians that are friends of mine, and really just put this all together to do whatever I possibly can to just help us help ourselves. It's clearly a unique time, and especially getting used to going to campus or going to school online, taking care of family members, juggling jobs, and being at home and also being present. It's very unique. So every single presentation is customized. I spend a few preceding calls and post calls with faculty and administrators to offer any planning and post support that I could. And it's an honor. Those conversations are so rewarding to me because I know that we're customizing something that can be left for, hopefully months or a year to come or years to come. So it's extremely
Awesome.
rewarding to do the customization.
I'm sure. And what have you found the reaction of the students to be?
Well, what's been amazing is when in person, in a perfect non-pandemic world, we're able to meet in person, and I invite student leaders or volunteers to join me in the conversation, because I, for one, was never one to learn by being spoken at. I liked being included in the conversation. And I just throw out simple, open-ended, thought-provoking questions like, what does anxiety feel like physically to you? And someone will say, I get these crippling headaches, or I'm extremely exhausted, or I feel a tightness in my chest. And to see, attendees of the meeting sort of sit up and go, wow, I feel that way too. I didn't realize that that's what stress felt like. I thought that was. So to see the light bulb go on and to see someone realize that they're not alone is an unbelievable feeling. And it happens way more often than I initially anticipated. So that's when I have attendees come up afterwards and say, it's nice to just hear from a normal, not a doctor, just a person, that what anxiety feels like. That feels great. So it's been an unbelievable experience and extremely rewarding to see how it touches all of our lives. And I just want everyone to know that you don't have to go through it alone.
Awesome. Excellent. Well, Mike, we really appreciate you coming on today. I know that everybody that we've ever talked to after a show has been thrilled with the results and with the whole process. And so I know that you are out there doing incredibly good work. And with everything coming up with the election and everything else, I think that mental health is definitely something that we need to keep at the forefront of our planning, because no matter which way it goes, there's going to be some real backlash there.
Yeah, there's quite a bit of noise, and I think that what I try to help promote, whether it's a different flavor of meditation or figuring out how to trim the toxic fat in your life, just making yourself a priority and making sure that you kind of quiet the noise and get to a place of peace. And that's what I wish someone came to my camp to me about. So that's why I'm doing it. And I can't thank you enough for the opportunity to share this. Congratulations to everybody else that was doing the presentations. They've been amazing.
Awesome. Well, thanks, Mike. We appreciate it. And we will talk to you soon.
Thank you very much. Have a great day. Thank you, everybody.
Yep. You too. Excellent. Such an important conversation to have. And especially now with all of the additional items that go with it, with Zoom fatigue and everything else. So excellent. Okay, let's see here. Next up, I've been waiting for this all day. So we are going to do some digital caricatures. So if you're looking to add some fun to your digital or to your virtual parties, digital caricatures are definitely a great way to do it. And I would like to welcome Chris Schuler and Angel Contreras, who are going to show exactly how that all works.
Hey everybody, how are you?
Hey.
I'm here with Angel. Hey Angel, how you doing?
I'm doing fabulous, better than I deserve.
All right, good. So Sue just introed us and want to talk a little bit about digital caricatures. We've been doing caricatures for a long time, but since COVID hit, everything really shifted over to digital, and everybody sort of stepped up, and I know you've done an awesome job. We've been booking you like crazy at colleges, doing 4-hour digital caricature events. So we've been keeping you busy, no bathroom breaks, got to keep drawing the whole time. And
this is fantastic. I've been having a great time. Go ahead.
Good. And we were talking offline a little bit about the fact that you get to draw me. And I joke that I've been avoiding getting a caricature done of me for the last, 52 years. And now it's finally caught up with me. So be kind, I guess.
Well, like they say, you got to be cruel to be kind in the right measure. So
right.
We do what we can do.
All right, cool. So one of the things that we talked about was how digital caricatures can be customized for different campuses. Some schools are in a hybrid type of an environment. We have students that are on campus but can't get together, or they're in small pods or groups and can work together. And some are completely virtual, and some of them are on campus and they're happy to walk around, but you're not invited. You have to be virtual. So how have you been doing some virtual shows with these different?
People who are walking live can walk by and get their caricature done with just a sit down and not having to worry about getting COVID from me, because I don't spread it through the computer. But they get their caricatures done, and then they get it sent to them pretty much instantly when I'm finished, because when I'm done with the drawing, they get it set off through a Dropbox link, through a QR code, Snapchat it, and they're good to go. So the colleges have really been able to use things like Eventbrite, Doodle, and other things like that in order to plan it and get things kind of organized. It's been a lot of fun.
Got it. I can't tell on my end, but it looks like we may be having some technical issues with some of the feed, and we're just going to keep on rolling, and we'll fix it for sure. But that's a nice thing about digital characters. We do a 4-hour event with you. I get 12 students per hour that are drawn. And besides just sitting and watching, you definitely engage students, ask them questions, talk to them, engage them in different ways. And I was curious, did you start drawing in high school? Is that how this all started? Maybe making fun of your teachers, or?
Yeah, actually, that's what that's what usually happens. You sit around in the class, because basically I'd be the class clown in the art school, and so I'd sit there and draw my teachers when I wasn't supposed to, and they'd sit over there and ask, what would you like to share that with the rest of the class? And then you hold it up, and they say okay, and then off to the office I went. And who would have known that from that you would have a career that could be built? That's kind of nuts, but very thankful for it. And about in college is where I got my first gig, where I was able to do my first bar mitzvah. And from that point, I thought I'd never do this stuff again, because those kids were nuts. But we had a great time anyway. And when it was all over and the kids were peeled off of my back, because half of them, that's what they do. They crawl under my table, and then they get on my back and they want to draw too. Not going to happen. But it was fun, and I've been their favorite goy friend ever since.
Cool. Well, I'm excited. I'm looking very dapper, very handsome in your drawing. So thank you for that. And, I was thinking a little bit, the history of, Caricature has been around for forever. I was thinking about the fact probably back to, cave drawings and things like that, and a lot of stuff into the Middle Ages, but it's been a long history. I think we talked a little bit about how it's been around for a long time, but it's definitely evolving into the 21st century with computer technology. One of the things I'll point out is you've got your, virtual party background, and that we can customize the backgrounds for each school. So we can have your school logo. We can do different themes as well. So if you wanted to do a particular theme, like a Halloween theme, a Marvel theme, there's different ways that we can augment the backgrounds for you specifically. And as he said, you just get a QR code, you get your picture, and it's customized specifically for your campus.
Absolutely.
And that's a nice thing about it. It's real easy technology to take advantage of, for sure. And some things transfer over really well to this digital environment, and this does a great job, I think.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And the kicker is this is a takeaway. This is one of those things that when they're done, they get to take it home, play around with it. They can post it on their social media. They can take it to their psychiatrist and explain why it is that they are the way they are, or explain why it is I am the way I am.
Very true.
In either case, we have a good time with it, and the kids really enjoy it for the most part, except for the ones that start crying. But that's okay. You know what? I'm here to comfort. I'm here to help them grow. It's what I'm here for.
All right, good. Good. I have absolutely no idea how long we should be going with this piece at all, but I trust that Sue will just pull the plug on us when we're finished.
Well,
But
I wouldn't blame her.
yeah,
I wouldn't blame her. But at the very least, folks can watch and see what they got, and they can edit it all out. And hey, I'm hoping that they'll call me, say, "Hey, you poor schlub, you can get to work right now."
Okay, good. Yeah, we've been doing a lot of shows. Angel is part of our 5 for 55 package, so that's a good way. 4 hours. Oh, it's it? That's it? All right,
Are
cool.
you kidding? Best looking man in show business. Just ask him. I'll tell you.
No doubt. And I need a new signature line photo anyway. But he's part of our 5 for 55, so feel free to take advantage of that. If you've got any questions for me and for Angel, we're happy to answer them in the chat feature. Feel free to reach out to us, and we'd love to have you for whatever event we're doing. So, Angel, thanks for your time today, man. We loved having you, and you've been a great addition to the roster, and we love what you've been doing for us in the virtual realm, buddy.
Oh, I appreciate it. And remember, folks, this is only a cartoon. Nothing a little therapy can't take care of later.
All right, thanks. Back to Sue.
All right.
That was awesome. I am excited to see, hopefully, Angel, if you're still listening, you'll draw mine, and then we can put them side by side for a little social media plug someday here soon. That was great, and like they talked about, if you're looking for a theme, it's a really easy way to add a theme and a takeaway for some of these virtual programs. And Angel, we've got a whole crew of folks ready to go out, so there's more than one caricature artist available for each day. So this is great. Next up is Yaqub. Our next performer is a young and upcoming comic from Minneapolis who recently won the Funniest Person in Minnesota contest. Please give it up for Yaqub.
Struck and now my soul's on fire. I'm a hostage of my own desire. Used to pride myself on self-control, but now something's got me in it. Won't let go, can't go back. It's been too long. Ain't got time to right these wrongs.
Hello. Sorry about the technical difficulties, guys. My internet stopped working at my house. I had to come into the car and do it. But that just gets the inner Jim Carrey out of me because he used to live in his car for a long time. But yeah, that's my name, Yaqub, born and raised in Pakistan. I'm a comedian living in Minneapolis. I moved to America 9 years ago, and me moving from Pakistan to America was like the movie Aladdin, I feel like, but in rewind, Because growing up in Pakistan, I lived in a big house, with a bunch of amenities. I was living like Prince Ali, and then I moved to America, and now I live in downtown with a monkey. So that's how my life has gone. A little bit about me. When I was growing up, my dad used to get exotic things as gifts from his friends all the time. Like one time, his best friend from Australia called him up on the phone, and he goes like, "Hey man, do you have a pickup truck and some ropes?" And my dad was like, "Yeah, I do." He goes like, "All right, perfect. You're the perfect person for this. I got you an ostrich as a gift." Like somebody legitimately gifted us an ostrich as a pet. Now here's the thing, there are no ostriches in Pakistan, so me and my dad had no clue what we were getting ourselves into, and we're trying to figure out, right? We're like, okay, ask for a pickup truck and ropes. Sounds like a cabinet of some kind, maybe, or carpets, So then we take the pickup truck and the ropes, go to the airport, get this cargo. I open it up, look at this thing, loom at us, and I look at my dad, and I'm like, okay, so that's what an ostrich is, a demon. Your friend gifted us a demon, and now we have to bring this demon home. And my dad looked at me and goes like, "No, you idiot, that's not a demon. Haven't you seen Hollywood movies? That definitely looks like a turkey with hoofs. Let's just break it up and bring it home," right? So that's what we did. We picked up the ostrich, huge thing, right? Tied with ropes, put it at the back of the pickup truck. I was sitting with it, holding the ropes at the other end because we didn't want it to fall over, you know? And then we drove 2 hours from the airport to our house. And then for the next 2 hours at the back of this pickup truck, I was living Life of Pi, the bootleg version, just looking at this thing, you know, every instant. Is it going to eat me? Like, what's going on here, right? Bring the ostrich home. Now, here's the thing. If you don't know what an ostrich is, you don't know what it eats, right? We're trying to feed it stuff. It's not eating anything, you know, like beans, crackers, bird food, like other birds that we got as gifts. Like, hey, man, try this. So it's not eating anything. It's been 3 days, and now we're scared that it's going to die soon, right? So then we start asking people around, what should we do with it? And one of my dad's friends was like, hey, man, gift it to the zoo. If other animals, they're going to know what to do with this thing. And my mom chimed in. She goes, like, you know what? That's inhumane. Let's not do that. Her idea was, how about we just put a leash on it, take it out on a walk, and then just let it go. Like, that was legitimately what you wanted us to do with this thing, you know? Just leave the ropes and be like, oh no, there goes Gary. Run, Gary, run. I know we were in Pakistan and we had never seen a Gary before, but that seemed appropriate for an ostrich, you know? Just a receding hairline, divorced dad of 2, drives a minivan. Gary, makes sense, right? But then my dad was like, hey, I have an idea. How about I just ask my friend who gifted it to me and ask him, what should we do with it? So he called him up. He goes like, hey, man, you gifted us an ostrich. We don't know what it is. We don't know what it eats. We feel like it's going to die soon. What should we do with it? He goes like, hey, man, quite honestly, I don't even know. But this is what you can do. Do exactly what I did. Just pick up the phone, start making phone calls, ask people if they have a pickup truck and some ropes. And the first person that says yes, just gift it over. Okay, I want to talk about this because this happened to me last week. You know, I went out on a date with this girl and she yelled at me during the date. Yeah, she just yelled at me for taking long showers. I told her that that's how I think, right? That's how I come up with jokes and ideas, is I just like stand under the shower and I think. And she got mad at me and started yelling at me in the middle of the restaurant. She was like, really? Long showers? How inconsiderate of you. Do you know how many kids in developing countries can now take a shower because you've wasted all that water? And I was like, yo, Megan, I'm pretty sure that's not how it works. And here's how I know for a fact, because I grew up in Pakistan, a developing country. Not once has my mom came up to me and said, hey kids, quickly, let's take a shower. Oh, because those Americans, they haven't used up all that water yet. So this is our chance. Now is the opportunity. Let's do this. You know, I don't think that works. I feel like there are a lot of other examples in America that don't work, right? Like if, hey, eat your food, because if you don't, there are hungry kids in Africa. Like that food is going to go and feed them in Africa, right? It doesn't transport like that. I feel like in American people in general need to come up with better examples, right? Like, for example, a good example could be, hey guys, if you're at a shooting range, please make sure you pick up your guns and bullets after you leave. Oh, because the last time we're in Afghanistan, we went there to fight against Russia and we fought against terrorists and we did like a lot of guns and bullets left on the ground and we came back home. And then now a lot of those terrorist organizations are picking those up and retaliating against us because we promised them better infrastructure and we didn't hold up to our promises or the financial aid that we promised them. And we want to make sure that another terrorist organization is informed like that. So please make sure to pick up your guns and bullets after you leave. And I think that's a good example to use in America. And that girl was surprised. She was like, oh my God, I've never thought about that. That's so smart. How'd you think of that? And I was like, long showers, baby. You should try it. They work out great. I want to end with this. English is my second language. I've been speaking English for 9 years now. God bless Hollywood, movies. And it's hard for me even to this day to pronounce certain words. Like one time I was at this restaurant, the waitress came in, she was like, sir, what would you like? I said, I'll have your Hoehn salad. She was like, what? That doesn't make sense. We don't serve that over here. And then she looked at the menu and started laughing. She was like, ha ha ha, Hoehn salad. You mean Cajun salad, you idiot. What is wrong with you? And I was like really mad for 2 reasons in that situation. One, that was the only salad on the menu. I was like, hey, I guess I'd said 50% of it, right? Right? Like meet me halfway, bring me the only salad you have on the menu. And also second, I met her halfway. Like I have a name, Mo, which is short for Multi-Instrumentalist. It's a hard name to pronounce, so I give people the benefit of the doubt, right? I came into the restaurant, she looked at the reservation. My name clearly said Multi-Instrumentalist. She did not know how to pronounce it, so she just guessed it. She looked at the reservation, she goes like, ooh, this is a tough one. But let's try it. I guess that table is ready for Mufasa. Is there a Mufasa over here? I looked around. I was the only person of color, so I knew exactly what she meant. So I just stood up and I was like, everything the light touches is mine. Get away. And I walked in like Mufasa, you know? But then I thought about it, made sense to me. I feel like in America in general, people don't care about Middle Eastern words that much. Like even American presidents have said the wrong things. Like President Bush used to say Iraq. There's no such thing as Iraq. It's pronounced Iraq. I'm pretty sure when he was like, we're going to go to war in Iraq, people in Iraq were like, I don't know where that is. So I guess we're with you, America. Roll Tide. You got this, baby. You got this. Does respect Obama, you know, because he makes an effort. He actually tries. Like Obama says Pakistan, not Pakistan, Pakistan, the correct pronunciation of the country I'm from. And I'm sure after all those American presidents, he was the first president of America to ask us correctly. He goes like, hey guys, is there Osama bin Laden in Pakistan? Like, what? Right here, actually, uh, if you have some pickup truck,
I guess that was a cliffhanger. So if you want to hear the punchline of that joke, you've got to bring Mo to campus virtually or in person, whatever you're able to do these days. So thank you so much, Mo. Thanks for rolling with the tech, and we appreciate you all rolling with the tech too. Obviously, there are some things in this world we can control, and there are some things that we cannot. And tech issues sometimes are in that cannot list. So we appreciate it. All right. Next up, we are going to highlight How To Concerts. So How To Concerts and Bachelor Entertainment have kind of partnered up. They know everything about how to put on an incredible national act show. And in this time, they have pivoted in a big way. And so they've done things like some of their virtual offerings with cooking classes and art and all sorts of different things. But the thing that we have been so grateful for and so excited about is this streaming platform that they've been working with. So we want to thank Jake and Jolene 1,000 times over for helping us out and making us look good and working with us on putting this whole showcase together. And so we want to play a quick commercial on How To Concerts, and we'll be right back with you.
Making events memorable and engaging is difficult, especially right now. That's where How To Concerts comes in. We've been helping clients just like you create amazing experiences like cooking classes, celebrity Q&As, concerts, drag and celebrity bingo events, and more. From the talent to virtual production, we'll provide the solutions to fit your budget. Visit howtoconcerts.com to learn more.
Hi, Jake. How are you? It's you and me. Yay! That's awesome. Well, to your face, thank you for doing all of this and rolling with the tech and being so creative and helping in so many different ways. Always.
The stream. That's awesome. Okay, now you can probably hear me on the stream. So this is what we're talking about here in terms of trying to do things on the fly. So hello everyone. My name is Jake Ostro. And you didn't hear anything I just said because Jolene was supposed to be doing this and we couldn't get her audio to work. So here we go. no audio for me on the stream still. Hold on just a second. All right, Sue. Take two.
Take two.
We've got it.
I just want to say to your face, Jake, a big thank you for all that you're doing on the fly, solving problems, all of it. It's awesome.
Yeah, thank you for having me. We were going to have Jolene in this conversation with you, but we were having some audio issues with another platformer trying to integrate into this. So here I am. Take two. We got the audio working. We're dealing through some random internet dropouts, but we are ready to talk about how we've been working together and what we've been doing in the virtual space.
Yes, yes. So why don't you talk? Do you want to talk like some of your virtual performers and maybe a little bit more about Bingo Jake?
Yeah, we can touch on Bingo Jake. So first and foremost, we've been doing our normal middle buying stuff. So we've been doing like the large scale concerts, comedy shows, all the main middle buying stuff that we've been doing. We've pivoted to for the virtual space, but we've also added in some in-house, more affordable virtual programs that have been really successful. So one of those that you have alluded to is our drag queen or celebrity bingo. And in that, I am Bingo Jake. You never see my face, but you see all of the virtual bingo balls coming from me and working with the drag queen or celebrity host to make sure that the bingo event runs smoothly. We also have a couple other in-house programs. One that I'm really excited about is an artist named Will Sliney. He's from Marvel. He's worked on Spider-Man and Star Wars. And he does a very interactive 1 hour long class where he teaches students how to draw, not drive. And we've had a lot of success with that, and we think that schools should really be checking that out. So Jolene and I are here to help with the booking. But if you want our contact info, just jump on over to howtoconcerts.com and we'll give you more info.
Perfect. We'll get that up in the chat too. Do you want to talk a little bit more about this cool looking platform? Because I have received a couple texts from people who are watching that are excited about it and think it's super cool. So I think they'd like to hear a little bit more about it too.
Yeah, absolutely. So we have a couple different virtual platforms where I can design your events and help run and production manage them from afar. Obviously, that has some positives and benefits, right? Like I can make it look exactly how you want, but we also have to get the internet to me in my house to make sure that the stream goes well. So we can have occasional dropouts and just like any virtual event. So there's some positives and negatives to it, but we design any of the virtual programs that you want. So I've worked on concerts, I've worked on trivia shows, I've worked on bingos. I've done both of the Bash Schuler Entertainment showcases. We did our own showcase. So anything that you're looking for, I can kind of come up with an idea on how to make it work. And we've been really excited about that. So even if you have something booked and you just want to jazz it up a little bit, feel free to reach out to us and we'd love to chat with you about it.
Awesome. My own personal plug for Jake is that I don't know of anyone who stays more calm and metered in a stressful situation than Jake. And so he is definitely the guy that when like the sky is falling around you, you want right there with that voice that never changes to say, yeah, okay, well, let me go look at that.
Well, thank you, Sue. Well, it's been a pleasure chatting with you, and we'll kick it back to you solo here, and we'll finish out the event. But thanks again for having us involved, and we look forward to working with all of our attendees going forward in the future.
Awesome. Thanks, Jake. Very cool. They do some really cool stuff. Make sure you check out their cooking classes. The Marvel artist is incredible. They've got some conversations around Black Lives Matter. So definitely some very cool things to check out from our friends over at How to Concerts. All right, up next is Goli Gabbay. an innovator in integrative wellness, Goli has been at the forefront of combining the healing benefits of yoga, mindfulness, meditation, and plant-based nutrition with neuroscience in a groundbreaking movement for mental health. With over 20 years of experience in wellness, Goli has earned the trust of universities, corporations, MDs, UCLA's Collaborative Center for Integrative Medicine, celebrities, and even royalty, including all of our fantastic Bash Schuler clients. So please do help me welcome Goli.
Hello.
Hello.
Sue. How are you?
How are you doing today?
Great, great. Thank you so much. Great to be here. Thank you for
Good
that lovely
to have
intro.
you. Yeah, well, hey, so your program is
Yes.
called From Stress to Serenity. And if you can kind of share with us a little bit about how you feel why is it important right now, and how does it make that positive influence into students' lives?
Absolutely, Sue. Even I would say prior to the pandemic, that's making us even more stressed and anxious with the uncertainty of the world. Even prior to that, this program was essential for to improve the quality of lives of students, because if you even Google like mental health and universities, you'll find that across the country, we're actually in a mental health crisis in our college and university system. And my own personal research, along with, you can read reports from the American Council on Education, show that 90% of college students report experiencing a lot of stress, daily stress. 3 out of 5 college students experience overwhelming anxiety. 2 out of 5 college students are too depressed to even function. And this is heartbreaking. 1 in 20 college students have created a suicide plan within the past year or have attempted some kind of self-harm to themselves. So these reports, Sue, show us that our young adults don't have the coping mechanisms. Like, we're taught so many subjects in school, but we're not taught like how to improve our mental health, how to be human, like how to manage the fluctuations that we feel if we feel stressed one day or happy the next day. And that's exactly what I do. So without these coping skills and without feeling well, and if these students are suffering, then our young adults can't go on into the working world to become the future thought leaders and innovators and creators that we want them to be. So we have to have the foundation of wellness and well-being first, and that's exactly what I teach. So I draw on the 20 years of experience in the field of mental health and wellness, and I teach students not only bigger picture lifestyle techniques or lifestyle practices, but hands-on tools such as mindfulness, breathing, meditation, yoga, that uplift their mental, emotional, and spiritual well-being.
Awesome.
That's why it's important.
Yeah, it's so important. It's so important. So tell me,
I want to
tell me a little
turn
bit
these
about
stats around.
Oh, right.
That I
Absolutely.
want to turn these statistics around, Sue.
Absolutely. So tell me, what does the program itself look like?
The program consists of 2 parts. Part 1 is a PowerPoint presentation, and it's totally interactive. I guide students into an understanding of like brain science and how stress compromises our brain health, how stress compromises different functions in our body, like our digestion, our immune system, and so on and so forth. And I also engage and interact with the students. I mean, connection to the students, whether live or virtual, is of utmost fulfillment for me. So I'll ask the students, how often they feel stressed. Most everyone says every day, where they feel tension in their body, what it feels like in their body, and what are some of the key factors that are contributing to their stress. Is it relationships, school, finances, all of the above? So we get in this lovely discussion together. And then I show them that no matter where we're starting from, like if we're even used to being stressed for 15 years, that in fact we're malleable. And this is a gift of neuroscience. It's called neuroplasticity, that we're not hardwired to be particular way, that with these practices, we're malleable, we're able to transform, to shift, to to improve how we feel. So I show them that. So that's part one. In part two, we literally roll our yoga mats down, and I get into more fine-tuned practices. Like I mentioned earlier, we breathe, we practice mindfulness, we do some yoga stretches. I leave the students with a full head-to-toe guided relaxation, that they lie on the ground and they just go in this delicious relaxation. And so the program as a whole, they come out not only with like a cognitive understanding of like, oh, I understand how to relieve stress, but rather with also a full mind, body, emotional, spiritual experience of, gosh, I feel so much better. Like, wow, I feel so calm. And I want to instill in the students that with practice and repetition, that delicious feeling of feeling at home and calm in your body and at ease can be your new normal.
Awesome.
That's the gist
awesome.
of the program.
I'm going to call you on Friday when these are all done, and we can just go through that, you
Please,
and me, okay?
I'm here for you. I'm here for you, Sue.
Awesome. So we are pretty much out of time, but if you could like pass on one quick strategy for everybody watching, what would it be
For sure.
to help us deal with our anxiety and stress?
Great question, Sue. I would say to breathe deeply. And one of the first things that goes away when stress and anxiety creeps up in our nervous system and mind, we literally forget how to breathe. And so as soon as we breathe deeply, even just for like, we pause and we breathe like 5 to 8 deep breaths. You can take one right now, everyone listening. It starts to diminish stress, relax our nervous system, calm our mind, even out our emotions, and release the tension in our body. So that would be the one takeaway I would invite everyone to have today, is just to breathe deeply, to pause and breathe.
Excellent. That is something that I am trying to incorporate more into my daily schedule, and I appreciate just what it does do for me.
Call me, Sue. Call me anytime.
Wonderful.
I'll coach you through it.
Perfect. Well, thank you so much for... Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Thank you. I was going to say
thank
you so much. And I love so much to connect with the students. It's just such a beautiful thing to connect and to allow, they invite me like in their lives and everything for that hour. But it's a beautiful gift, and I absolutely love sharing this program.
Excellent. Well, thank you for all that you are doing out there. And thank you for joining us today. We appreciate it. And we will talk soon.
Thank you so much, Sue. Take care.
Yep. All right, everybody. That was Goli, another option for mental health awareness and some of those incredible mindfulness tactics and strategies. So we have come to the end of our showcase with performers. And so I would like to go into introducing Sean Bott. The LA Times describes comedy mind reader Sean Bott as a crazy blend of Jack Black and Chris Angel. He's amazing. He's appeared on HBO, MTV, NBC, CBS, the CW, the Sci-Fi Channel, and in 127 Hours with James Franco. Please welcome Sean Bott.
Hi, humans. I'm super excited to be connecting with you all today, and I have my volunteer from the crowd. Joe, can you wave at me, my friend? Awesome. And Joe, can you say hi to the humans that are watching you? Hopefully, Joe, can you hear me okay? Okay. Looks like we may not be able to hear Joe. We were having a little bit of an issue, it looks like, for the moment. All right, Joe, can you hear me okay?
Yes.
Awesome. This is joyful to me. Joe, I began my day today finding out I got to sit with a friend of mine that did not mean to one-up me, but had a story that just completely trumped anything I've ever experienced. Out of the blue, he won an Emmy Award yesterday and shared the news with me. And so I scrambled for a really quick lie. I told him that I won a free sandwich from Jimmy John's because I ate 11 others. And none of that was true. It's the panic lies that get me into trouble. Right now, Joe, I'm going to hopefully create a space where you might need to come up with some sort of panic lies. We'll see what happens. But I want to show you something that's going to become important here. We will be using this envelope, and this may become important in a minute. Now, I'm going to ask you a couple of questions, Joe. Joe, I want you to imagine yourself as 7-year-old Joe, and you are walking into a convenience store, and you pick up something you are going to purchase there. What are you going to buy from the convenience store, Joe?
Sour Skittles.
Sour Skittles. Super specific, sour Skittles. Now, you're getting sour Skittles, Joe, and as you're getting your sour Skittles, I want you to imagine turning to your right and your best friend from when you were 7 years old is staring into your face. Who is looking at you?
Probably actually my cousin, Chris.
Chris. Now, Chris is staring at you and your sour Skittles. And Joe, I want you to imagine that you, Chris, and the sour Skittles are suddenly in an airplane flying anywhere in the world. No pandemic, no stress. Where are you going to with Chris and sour Skittles?
The Great Barrier Reef.
Great Barrier Reef. Now, was this an experience you've ever thought through, that you've ever constructed in your head, Joe? Or was this a truly random kind of experience for you?
Truly random.
Okay, because if this had actually happened, I would have peed my pants a little bit, and it would have been an awkward moment for both of us. Now, Joe, the crazy thing is this. I did a few things to hopefully pressure you in this moment. My hope was to kind of influence you without you knowing. In fact, I'll ask you to do one other thing right now. Imagine yourself kind of in your childhood again. Can you think of any pets that you had that you loved growing up? Don't tell me anything about them, but maybe like an animal that you've thought of even today, that you've seen pictures of or something.
Mm-hmm.
So hopefully you do you have maybe like an animal in your head right now, Joe?
Yes.
I don't want you to tell me anything about this animal, but I want you to just imagine that you're holding this animal. Now, you're holding a little bit bigger right about here, and there's some sort of connection here to my son, Wesley. He actually has an animal named Lucky. Now, Lucky is his pet. Lucky is a mini version of this, is what I'm connecting with. Lucky is a mini Australian Shepherd. You're focused on an Australian Shepherd, is that right?
Yes.
That's awesome. Now, what's crazy is this, Joe. You and I connected randomly in this space virtually. What's going to drive you nuts? What's going to keep you up at night? What will wake you up in a cold sweat, questioning your reality, is this. This envelope, I said, might become important for us. Inside of here, I wrote down a few thoughts yesterday, knowing that I'd be doing this showcase today. I had a feeling that we would be connecting to Sour Skittles, that we would be connecting with Chris, and that we'd be taking a trip to the Great Barrier Reef.
That's crazy.
That is what my mom said when I was born. Joe, that is for you, my friend. Let's give you some snaps. Thank you so much. And I hope you have an awesome rest of the day, everybody that is attending this amazing virtual showcase.
Thanks, Sean.
Thank you, Joe.
No idea any of that stuff. And I thought for sure the animal that Joe was going to be thinking about is Bubbles, which is the Salisbury Student Activities mascot. Oh gosh, I would have gotten it all wrong. That's why I'm an agent, not a mentalist. So thank you so much for joining us today. Hey Jake, can we bring Chris Schuler in?
Hey, Sue, how's it going? Hey.
Hi. How's it
Good.
going?
Hey, it's going great. It's been a lot of fun today. Thanks for all your hard work today. Tomorrow, I get to pick up the baton and take off with it, and hopefully bring us across the finish line. We got a lot of cool acts that are scheduled for the showcase tomorrow. I'm really excited about a lot of them. I think what Sue's most excited about is what we're calling Chris's Crafty Critter Corner, where we're going to talk about our You Stuff It programs and seeing if I can stuff a critter and talk at the same time.
I'm so excited. I half expected you to have already printed out your caricature and have it posted behind you, but maybe tomorrow.
Maybe tomorrow. I will. I haven't. Right. I've had other backstage duties, so I haven't had a chance to print it out from Angel, but I'll get that from him, and can't wait to put that in my signature line for tomorrow. I'll make sure to make use of that for sure. It's one awesome. good use.
Well, cool. Well, hey, to everybody who is watching the live stream here, if you are able to go back to bseshowcase.com and fill out the survey, please do let us know your thoughts, your critiques, what you loved, what you hated, what you want to see more of, all of that jazz, so that we can make Schuler. Yeah, more of Chris Schuler, please. And so then we can continue to build on what we've started here. So, Chris, any other final thoughts for tomorrow?
No, I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be a great time. There's a lot of really cool showcasing acts. All the information is on the site, and we'll definitely see you tomorrow with lots of fun and engaging entertainment for sure.
Perfect. Excellent. Have a great day, everybody.
Bye.
Struck and now my soul's on fire. I'm a hostage of my own desire. Used to pride myself on self-control, but now something's got me